So I want to take you back to kindergarten for a second. It's lunchtime. You got your tray and the big decision of the day. And I mean, this was a big decision back when you're 5 years old. Were you going to drink white milk or were you going to drink chocolate milk? You remember those little cartons, those tiny little cardboard containers you had to peel back and unfold just so you can drink out of it? No straw, just you tilting this little box back, trusting it completely. And here's the thing about those cartons. You could not see what was inside them. There was no way to know what was in there. You just picked it up and you trusted it. Because why wouldn't you? You're 5 years old. It's school. Someone's in charge of it. Until the day you get a bad one. I picked up my carton. I unfold it back. I take a full swig and I get chunks. Chunks of spoiled milk in my mouth. And here's the worst part. I swallowed it before I even knew what was happening. By the time my brain caught up, it was already too late. I don't think I threw up, but something switched in my head that day into something permanent. From that point on, I mean for a long time after that, I would not eat or drink anything without smelling it first. I mean anything. Didn't matter what it was, didn't matter who made it, didn't matter if I just watched you pour it. My nose had to sign off on anything that went in my mouth. My nose became the full-time food inspector because of a bad milk carton back in kindergarten. And that's the thing about bad habits, right? A lot of them don't start because you're lazy or you were raised wrong. They start because something happened. One moment, one bad experience, and your brain said, we are never going to do that again. So tonight, that's what we're getting into. The habits we built as kids, the ones we developed as adults, and the honest truth about which ones actually we fixed and which ones we just got better at hiding. If this is your first time here, I'm Matt. This is Kevin, and this is Vito.
Hello.
Before I kick it over to you, Kev, I will say this. My grandmother was the only one who really bitched about this bad habit that I got because I had a nasty experience with a little tiny milk carton when I was 5 years old. She would make dinner. She would put it on a table. Whatever it was, I smelled it. Whether it was food, the drink, it did not matter. She's like, "What are you doing smelling that? What do you think I'm going to feed you spoiled food?" I'm like, that's where this all started from. It started from spoiled milk. You know, I'm in kindergarten. That's just something you'll never forget. Now, do I do it today as much as I did for the probably 20 years after that happened? Not so much, but I will say this. There is never a time where I will ever drink milk and not smell it. I don't care. That is the one thing that I will never stop smelling before I drink it. So what about you, Kev?
Younger, I remember, coming from a, kind of a strict military type family. I remember my dad could not stand the fact that we could not put our bikes in the driveway or in the garage. I mean, if we're out playing and we were in, obviously to get something, go get a drink of water, because obviously back then you were never allowed to be inside. You had to be outside. But I remember my brother and we got brand new bikes. And they were matching. We used to, everybody used to ride around the neighborhood and whatnot. And we remember one day my dad came home from work, and I don't know what had happened, but he was upset. And just 2 nights ago, he told us, stop putting your bikes in the driveway. Stop putting your bikes in the driveway. Because we had an old, we had a gravel driveway. We lived in town, but had like a gravel rock driveway. And, I kind of always parked mine off to the side in the grass a little bit. It was still in the driveway, but it was off in the grass. My brother, right in the middle of the driveway. And we had kickstands. That's one thing my dad could not stand, the fact that we didn't use kickstands. We just either leaned it up against something or we
dropped it right on the ground.
Threw it right on the ground, right? So my dad come in from work one day, and of course my mom was at work. And I don't know what had happened. I think we were playing ball. That's what it was. We were playing ball in the empty lot. We had this empty lot. We all played softball. My dad came flying around, and our our drive or our house, the way it sit, we came right, you come right up the street and you would straight into the driveway, right? No turn, no nothing, just straight into the driveway. And yeah, he ran over my brother's bike on purpose. And he backed up, knew that he hit it, got out, of course, cussing like a sailor, like he always did, and took my bike. My bike was on the grass. Took my bike and he picked it up, threw it on top of his. He backed up and ran both of our bikes over, because if one of us couldn't have a bike, then none of us were going to have a bike. So yeah, I mean, I guess we learned the hard way a bit, but I mean, it didn't take long for us to break that habit. And the other bad thing that we had was putting our ball gloves away. We had this big chest where the neighborhood would come over, like I said, and we had bases, we had bats, we had gloves, we had balls, we had all kinds of stuff right there. But the neighbor kids would never put the crap back, and my brother and I got upset every single time. We couldn't, we had to go pick up everything.
Clean up.
So my brother and I, of course, what we do, instead of just opening up the chest and putting everything in, we put it on top.
Lazy.
And after about 2 weeks of this,
Sounds like Hadley.
yeah, we came out one day and we didn't have any ball stuff. So, and sad part about it is both of us played ball and both of our gloves were missing. We didn't have nice backpacks and all that. We had a bat and we had a glove. That's all you had. No backpacks to put crap in, no ball bags until we got older, but it was gone. And we're like, where'd all of our stuff go? And my dad goes, well, until you guys can learn to start putting stuff in there, he goes, I'll start giving one piece back a day, but this is what you got to do around the house. So become chore oriented. So, things that we would never do around the house, we had to start doing. So yeah, about 10 days of that stuff, and we finally got all of our stuff back.
So I'm gonna say your dad probably had a bad habit of trashing things and having to buy new stuff.
Yeah, which my mom was never happy about.
Yeah, that bike thing was kind of.
Yeah, it took us.
That was kind of hard. Like your bike's sitting up there. You just picked it up.
I'm assuming they got replaced. No.
They got replaced, but they got replaced by rummage sale bikes. These were bikes that he bought for us right before the summer, and they were brand new Huffies with the Huffy BMX bikes. He ran both of them over, and we didn't get bikes till the end of the summer, which we were bagging because we always had to walk then. We had to walk for the next 3 months wherever we went. And my brother bagged for a skateboard. I bagged for like a scooter, and finally,
maybe in a little bit I'll tell you how I got my bikes.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are pretty minor than compared to what I'm going to tell you.
Well, okay, all right. Okay. Let's see what Vito got here.
I was 8 years old. My bad habit.
Smoking already.
There you go. I mean, because I was hanging around with older kids. All these guys are older. 15, 16 years old, and they're smoking, and I'm like, oh man, that's cool. So when they're smoking, and it was like up by the football field, it was up the street, or maybe it might have been down the street because there's a baseball field. Well, it was a baseball field, but then they turned it into a football field. So I said, hey, let me try one. No, you're too little. I don't care. Let me try one. Or I'll go get my own. So they let me try one. And I'm like, what are you supposed to do? And they says, well, like you suck in, like, inhale, and then you let it out. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I was coughing like crazy the first time, but I was smoking. I mean, I thought it was cool, but it wasn't. It was stupid. Now I'm thinking about it, it was stupid. But that bad habit carried all the way up to age 27. Then I stopped because I saw one thing, it turned my stomach. I saw my father coughing. I mean, it was one of those bad smoker cough. Like that deep.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was like
constant phlegm.
Yeah,
feel the tar coming
out. Yeah, but you know what?
He spit out glue.
Yeah, but you know what? He's been through a lot. He worked in the coal mines. That's in his lungs. The steel mill. That's in his lungs. So combination of, and I'm like, my mind didn't focus on where he worked and what he did. My mind focused that he smoked. I'm thinking to myself, Okay. And the other thing is, I knew his fingers and the fingernail, they turn yellow because it was, well, if you smoke
Filtered.
non-filter,
Non-filtered cigarettes.
non-filter, your fingertips turn
Yeah.
yellow. And then I
happens
started noticing my fingertips. I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. You know, you go pick up a girl and you got fingertips that's yellow, looks like shit. You know what I mean? So, and I scrub.
Scrape the tar off.
Oh
his
man, I
finger.
tell you one thing, I scraped the shit out of my fingernails. But the thing is, me seeing him cough, I quit. Not right away, but I made the attempt to quit, and I ended up smoking Tiparillos. The Tiparillos was like a black and mild.
Okay, you're 8 years old. Who the hell is buying you these cigarettes? Where are you getting these cigarettes from at 8? At
My
8
dad-
years old?
Yeah, because see, my dad back then, there was Sparkle Market where the City Hall of Hubbard is at, and that used to be Patton Sparkle Market. And to buy cigarettes for my dad there had to be a note. You know, then you go over there, you give them the note, and they'll sell you the carton, and I take it home.
What did it say? I'm buying this from my dad?
No, my dad would say, yeah, sell a carton of cigarettes to my son. You know, he's allowed to purchase it on my
you
behalf.
stole some.
No, so I kept the note. I went back up there.
there
I had my money that I used to,
Repurposed.
yeah, or the cutting lawns and stuff like that. So I bought my own carton cigarette, and I hid it on in the wine press, because my dad had this big, huge wine press, and it was in a corner of the garage. It was covered up with a blanket, you know, when he wasn't using it. So it was perfect hiding spot until he saw me get it. I was like, fuck. You know, I was like, oh, I'm screwed here. You know, oh boy, I got the belt. And I literally got the belt. I'm like, ooh, that would be like child abuse today. I'm like, oh man, did I quit? No, just found a different hiding spot.
Well, at 8 years old, that's quite the habit to have at 8 years old.
Man, yeah, but you know what? Everybody in the neighborhood was doing it. You know, it was just like, you know, yeah, if they jump off the bridge, would you fall? No, I wouldn't fall because that's stupid. But I mean, smoking was cool.
So
back in
Kevin's
those days.
parents, or Kevin's dad at that point, he just destroyed his shit, you know, for his bad habits. What did your dad do to just, did he accept it or what?
I got my ass beat not to do it again, but I still did it.
And he never got caught.
No, I didn't get caught after that.
Yeah, he never smelled the smoke on you or anything.
No. Never got caught, and it's just hit him.
You know, when you smoke, I mean, you kind of lose that sense of smell a little bit. So I'm sure
Yeah.
if he was smelling smoke, he probably thought it was himself. You know,
probably thought it was. So Kev, you talked about your bikes and all that. Just real quick, this is, you could say it was a bad habit for a little while, but I stole bikes for a while. I stole bikes in the neighborhood.
We're in the midst of a thief,
Yeah.
burglar.
Right. I would steal bikes and then take them down to these woods where I lived. And me and another couple buddies of mine, we'd tear them apart and then rebuild them. And we thought we were making better bikes than the ones that we stole. So, I don't know. A habit, maybe for a short time, stealing bikes. But, so what's the habit you were most embarrassed about? You have any habits you were most embarrassed about?
Yeah, my wife to this day, she tells me why I do it all the time. But I don't think it's a bad habit. It's just, you know, okay, you're eating dinner, all right? What happens when you eat dinner? To me, when I eat dinner, after I'm done eating, my nose gets runny.
No,
You know,
I know where you're going with this.
My nose gets runny. So I have to, you know, wipe my nose or blow it or something like that. She says, that's disgusting. You shouldn't do that where you're eating. Like when we're in a restaurant and we're done eating, you know, because I always ask for extra napkins. And I'm like, you know, I don't blow my nose, but, you know, I wipe it because I don't want it to run, you know, and I have stuff hanging from my nose or something like that. And she says, that's disgusting. You shouldn't be blowing your nose. Well, because when you blow your nose, then, you know, you kind of like fidge your fingers to wipe a little bit deeper inside your nose. She says, you shouldn't be digging. I'm not digging. I'm just wiping my nose.
Becky
And-
says the same thing.
And I'm still, listen, that's a habit I've done since I was a kid, and I'm still doing it now, and I haven't stopped.
I guess it's something, I don't know. I guess I do it and I don't think about it, but I guess that is that would be a bad habit. You're not supposed to blow your nose at the table.
No,
Yeah.
you should.
No,
you're not.
And what sucks is, Becky will call me out for doing it, and I get pissed off. Like, it's just us, I'm just, I eat, my nose runs, so I clean it off.
Yeah.
So we were sitting at her parents' house one time. We're eating Thanksgiving dinner, and one of her cousins is there eating. And this dude, oh my God, man, he starts freaking blowing his nose like no other. And we get done eating. I'm like, what the fuck was he doing up there blowing his nose like that? She's like, that's what I see when you do it. You don't see yourself doing that? And I'm like, well, no, I'm not up there freaking putting a bucket of snot in a rag. I mean, this kid just kept blowing his nose and blowing his nose and blowing his nose. And I'm like, oh my God, this is far beyond just eating and your nose running. So, yeah, I guess that is a bad habit, but, not something I ever really thought about.
We talk about bad habits. We're going through this little episode here. But how about, the habits, like say, they speak in general, like for us guys, okay, what's the number one bad habit? Don't leave the seat up, right? Don't leave the seat up. Okay, but here's the thing.
Get over it.
But my question is this, all right? Why we have to leave it up? Why we have to put it down?
We got to lift it up. We lift it up when we go. We put it down because we were there first.
But my question is, hypothetically, common etiquette, they said that you have to put the seat down. Okay, wait a minute. It's my house. I live there. My wife lives there. Okay. So I have to put it down for her sake. So that means when she goes use the restroom, so she don't have to worry about moving the seat. She just goes, sits, do her business, and that's it. But me, now if I got to do my business, I got to pick up the seat and do my business. But I'm just saying, where is it said that it's got to go down?
Women.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Go to a public restroom. Do you lift up the toilet seat? Do you wipe off the toilet seat before you go down and go to
I
the
use
bathroom?
the urinal.
Okay, but if you go to the bathroom, you take your crap.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wipe the toilet seat off?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't know if somebody pissed on it.
Okay.
It's public, though. It's public.
Right, but I understand.
Yeah.
But public, right?
Yeah.
That means that you care about what other people are doing, but the courtesy for your wife, right?
No. That's a different avenue, dude, Kev. No, because that's a designated men's room. That's a designated men's room when you're going to. This is your home.
I understand that.
It's a different story.
Okay, but my question to you is, would you want to, what if your wife just decided to hover over the toilet and she peed all over the seat and you wanted to take a crap? How would you feel about that?
I'd be like, you need to get some better aim with that
Right.
hover and shit.
But that's exactly what they're saying. I guess that's what they're saying. I mean,
I've seen it different. It's just like, okay, what? I'm not going to sit down and pee. I'm going to stand up and pee.
but you're going to expect your wife to sit down and pee.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do.
Well, if you pee all over the toilet seat, right? It's okay for your wife to sit.
Oh, this one went in a bad way.
No, this is going great. I think it goes.
There's a courtesy to it because I'm going to go one step further. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As you got older, right? And this is one of my habits I had to break when I got married, right? When I got older and I got married, well, let's just say we have hair in places that we probably shouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to wipe my ass and I used to use wet wipes. That's when I switched to wet wipes. But my wife still to this day cannot stand the fact that I do not wipe the toilet every time after I got done taking a crap, because I might have taken a crap at work the day before or during the day, and I might not have gotten everything. And I go to sit down on the toilet and I got the old brown streak sitting on the toilet lid, and my wife comes up and goes,
"Oh, this went.
What
this
the hell is
bad.
this?"
They say it all comes.
No, you started it, dude. You started.
This went bad.
You started it, but now
I get it. But the thing is, my question is,
there is Lysol wipes on the top of our toilet for that reason right now.
Yeah, but
And she will hold me to the fire. And the thing about it is I caught her. I caught her one time because I hadn't pooped in like 3 days, and there was a brown streak, and it was my flippin' son that did it. He went in our bathroom and took a crap. I said, so I'm not the only male in this house that has, the hair issues and the hygiene issues. So yeah, that's the way, that's where I was going with this, because it happens at our workplaces. It happens in public bathrooms. Hell,
Hey,
You wonder what people are doing when they come in here. Like,
absolutely.
did you miss the big hole? Like, you sat there and took a shit. The hole was here, and you shit here.
Hey, my buddy, listen, my buddy,
missing
this is a public gas station restroom. My buddy went into this, and of course, we're out hunting all weekend long, and that's all he did, right? That we ate all kinds of crap, and I'm talking all kinds of crap. We had, chili, we had menudo, we had beef tacos and all this other stuff. We were not even probably 15 minutes from the place. We pulled over to the gas station. We were all going to go in. It was one of the old gas stations where you had to get the key. Well, somebody had to go get the key for him, and he went in the bathroom, and then he came back out. I went to go in the bathroom. Dude did not even hit the toilet. He shit all over, over the wall. And I'm not talking like, it was like 4 different colors. He didn't hit the toilet once, and I was like, I'm out. Okay. I went behind the.
We definitely have gone beyond leaving the toilet seat down when we're done.
Okay, Kevin.
But you know what fixed that?
2 episodes in a row. Where?
in my opinion, what fixes that in the home is have a home with multiple bathrooms, and you all get your own bathroom. Like, I have my own bathroom, and
Yeah, but
Becky and Hadley, they share their bathroom. But occasionally I can't make it to mine, and I have to use theirs. But do I put the toilet seat down? Maybe I do. I don't know. But I think the only reason I get bitched at for it is because if I don't put the toilet seat down in the middle of the night and they go into the bathroom to sit down and pee,
submarine,
they shoot through the bigger hole. You know what I mean?
Hey, but you know what? There's a thing I saw on a stream. Germans, I don't know if it's true, but they said that the German boys are taught to sit down and pee.
You know why?
No.
I'm glad you brought the fact. You know why?
Oh.
It's actually easier. It creates a normal stream.
So what about the squatty potty?
Well,
I have one of them.
Yeah. What did you have the one with the little footstool? With the little footstool?
Yeah.
With the little footstool? Yeah. It's a relaxed position, and it helps the number 2 to come out.
I will. I will have to admit, when I used the squatty potty, I felt like I got all the shit out of it.
It's easier.
I
Yeah.
don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
But when I did use it, yeah, I felt like I felt like I took a really good shit.
But Middle East, that's what I mean. Have you ever seen the Middle East? You ever seen a chat? Well, you were over in
Yeah, the bathrooms over there are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, especially like in poor cultures and stuff like that, it's just a hole in the ground. There's no seat, no nothing. You squat, you go.
The Asians I see on a video stream on my phone that like when they do like remodel of homes, it's a thing on the floor. I'm like, how the hell you go down there and then how do you get yourself up?
Yeah, I'd be in trouble.
I mean, man, you squat down there and then you can't get up.
Yeah.
That
Well,
gotta be a pull-up.
I guess this habit here, not putting the toilet seat down, is
This one's
stretches far and wide.
oh yeah.
How about some of the? Anybody have any more subtle ones that the family just tolerated, and maybe some of your other family members just picked up on themselves?
Yeah, my wife said, she goes, I don't know why you do it. Like when I yawn, and it just comes out like a loud burst. You know, like when you yawn, you go, like that. But mine would go, like a real loud bellow. You know what I mean? It was like, I don't know. I can't explain it. I tell my wife, I says, listen, it just happens. I can't control it.
So did your wife start doing it?
No, she says it's, like it scares her because it comes out like out of a burst, sometimes, and, it catches her off guard. But what I'm saying, it never happened to me before. It's like it started happening to me like later in life, like in my late 50s and 60s. It's just like a big burst, like like a big burst of air coming out. Like when you yawn, you won't do that, but it's like big burst, and it's loud. It's like it wakes you up. And she says, I don't know what the hell you're doing. I go, like I'm making this up. I says, it happens. There's nothing I could do.
So as a kid, did you ever, stop or do something so much that the punishment stopped working? Like finally the parents just said, you know what? That's just who he is.
I had a bad habit, especially being on time. I mean, I know we talked about, the old street light rule and stuff like that, but
Oh, you mean coming home?
yeah, coming home, I would find all kinds of ways to lie my way out of that one. I mean, being across town on a bike and riding home, or even when I got in high school, always made up some BS story about whatever. And
my parents gave up on us.
Yeah. I mean,
I was like, forget it. They're coming home whenever.
Yeah. That's kind of where.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to tell you something. The first time it happened, like you have to be home, my parents locked me and my brother out because we went out running around with the other kids. And we got home late. And, in the back of our minds, we're like, oh, we're either going to get the belt, because you either get punished. And when we get punished, it was there and that's it. It doesn't linger over to another episode or whatever. But it's just that the time we came home, we were told, get home on time. But then we were late the next time. They locked us out. We slept on the porch.
Yeah, I remember.
It was summertime, but we slept on the porch.
For me though, I mean,
Good place for you to go smoke.
it never happened that way.
Get a drink.
My parents tried doing that with me, but I actually had my room was in the basement, and I always had a window open, so they would lock the door, and they could never figure out how I got in. And because I would keep my window open, and then when I came in, I would lock the window, and my parents would be like, "How the hell did he get in the house?" Well, then my dad caught my brother, and because my brother lived upstairs, he had a room upstairs, but my brother, when he was able to drive and stuff like that, he actually took the door key off my dad's key ring and went and got a key made, and he would hide the key somewhere. And whenever my brother would come in late, he'd get the key until my dad weighed it up for him one night, and he goes, "Where'd you get that key?" And my brother, obviously didn't lie to him. He goes, "Oh, I had it made." He goes, "From who?" And he goes, "From your keychain." And my brother got his ass beat that night. I mean, my dad bounced him off every wall in the house, and then finally put him in his room and said, "Good night. Give me the key."
Well, was that that's when you guys were younger or older?
16.
Oh, okay.
He would have been 15 and I would have been 18 because he was a freshman in high school and I was a senior.
Yeah, but you know what? I can understand, you're underage, like that. But, like growing up in an Italian household, they expect you home early. So as like in their 20s, it's called the house alarm.
Never heard of it.
It's an alarm that the house signals your parents that you're coming in the house.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The old bells on the door.
Yeah.
No. This one was the best one. Well, my parents never slept with night light or anything like that. So, they couldn't see you in the night when you walked through. But the hallway, if you walk in the middle, you hear, that's the wooden floors. Oh, now you just got home? So I was like, God dang it, and you kind of wonder like, man, then you have to hear the whole 9 yards in the morning when you get up. Like, what'd I tell you? Why are you getting home at 4 o'clock in the morning? The club's close at 2. Why you come home at 4? I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay. So I said, listen, I'm in my 20s. What's the big deal? So I figured it out. So I'm walking up and down the hallway, figuring out where is that. And you hit that same spot, but then I figured out on the outside of the hallway, like by the wall. So you have to walk on the outside of the hallway, like on the ends, and you don't hear nothing. So I said, I'm going to try this out. So I'll go out. This gets comical. So I go out, coming in late. I'm like, okay, yeah, hey, I'm going to walk on the side. So I'm walking real soft, walking aside. No noise. But me not paying attention because I was a little lit, I stumbled and fell down and made more of a noise.
All right. So going to that kind of theme that you were talking about there. Real quick on this. When I was living with my grandparents, when I would come home late, I would come in and I'd go straight to watch TV. I'd put on ESPN, right? And then when I would be ready to go to bed, turn the TV off, I'd go to bed. No harm, no foul. I'd get up in the morning. My grandpa would say, he would tell me exactly when I got home. Now, I'm in my 20s, you know. I mean, I'm not like I'm supposed. He doesn't want me out all night long.
Yeah, well, that's
worried
parents,
about me. So,
yeah.
but anyway, he says, "Yeah, you came home last night at 1:23, or you went to bed last night at 1:23." I'm like, "Damn, he's just hearing me go to bed, right?" This went on for months. Finally, I could not figure out for the life of me. I came home one time. I came home super late. It was like 3:30 in the morning. He was standing in the kitchen. I go into the kitchen, flip on the light. He's standing in the dark corner. And my grandpa did not swear. He goes, "Where the fuck were you?" And I knew right then and there, like, oh, shit. Okay. This is going to get real here. You know what I mean? He's pissed. You know, I get it. So the next morning I get up. I said, "Look, how do you know when I come home or go to bed?" He goes, "Because when you turn the TV off, when I turn it back on, it tells me when the last time the TV was turned off." So that's how he knew I was going to bed all the time, because when he would turn the TV on is when I turned it off and went to bed. So anyway, so
that was the house alarm, like I said.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like that was his house alarm. But how about like cracking your knuckles, man? You're sitting there in front of everybody. I used to crack my knuckles like crazy. That was a habit. I used to.
I have
irritate
my bad habit, and I still do it to this day. I click pens. I'll sit there if I'm bored. I'll sit there and I'll click pens. Or you guys see me. I didn't bring my chew can in with me, but my chew can, I'll spin it. You know, that's.
You in one episode when the Allen wrench was still on the table, you're sitting there going back and forth, click, click. Yep. And it was picking up on the mics.
Yep. It's I mean, if there's something in my hands, I mean, I'll fidget with it all the time.
Yeah.
So,
but I notice, I think all three of us have this one bad habit. And my wife tells me, and I remember my mom used to say this to us three boys, my two brothers and myself, that we can never talk at a normal voice. We talk loud, like we're gonna beat each other up.
No, how many times were we at work and people come into the team center like,
but I
thought
remember,
I thought we were fighting.
Yeah, because I remember you guys bringing it to my attention, and my wife tells me, she says, "You can't." Wait a minute. She goes, "You can't have a normal conversation because you get too loud, and I don't want to talk to you when you get too loud." I go, "That's the way I talk. That's just normal for me."
That's what my wife's.
You know, that's how it is. That's how it is with us Italians. You know, and the funny part is, I seen it on a video stream. Why do Italian people talk so loud, like they're going at each other's throat? It's just the same. That's just the way it is. You know, and I said that's normal for us.
That's,
you know, and when I had a holiday at my house. My siblings were there, and we got in conversation. And I mean, if you were like in the other room, which this did happen, you know, I guess my sister, my wife, and my brother's wife, they were in the other room, and the other kids. So me and my two brothers, we were at the dining room table, and we're having our conversation. And I mean, we're going at it. You know, they come in, "Well, what's the matter? What's the matter?" We're like, "What are you talking about? You guys act like you guys are going to eat each other's throats. We're just talking." Yeah.
The old fire engine crank.
Yeah.
The more you talk and the more you crank, the louder it gets.
Yeah, but you know what? You do the same thing, and so do you. Because I've noticed it with you guys. You guys do the same thing. So I don't know.
Well, if I'm
Is
passionate
it
about
really
something,
an Italian thing, or is it just like
I think it's if you're passionate about what you're talking about, you're gonna get
loud?
you're gonna get louder. I mean,
My wife does it. My wife does it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just people that when they try to get a point across, obviously, I don't want to say the loudest person in the room always wins, but sometimes it
hurt.
does. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes she does.
you get heard.
I think it's just that you want to be heard.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so have you ever actually broken a bad habit? Fully kicked it? Anything that you had that you were able to fully kick it? I'm talking as an adult now, not as a kid. I'm talking as an adult.
I did. I quit smoking.
Nah, but that was 27. Okay, so you quit smoking at
That
27.
was
You're
an
60.
adult.
Yeah, you're 62 now. Anything in like my age up to where you're at now? You kick any bad habits? Now that you're getting older in life, anything? Or are you picking up more?
Yeah, I did. I was a type of person. I don't. I'm trying to say the best way. I like starting fights. When I went, literally, when I was going out, I was like always starting fights. It was just that, like there was a certain point in my life, I was hungry to get involved in a fight.
So you broke that habit at age 50?
Before that, when I
Okay.
was hooked up with hooked up with Sarita, but she got a taste of it. She saw it. It happened in a bar. We was at a wedding, a friend of hers' wedding. From there, we went to the Suns, a place where we went dancing. Somebody acted stupid and stuff like that. No, I drilled them. I mean, and I felt good. I mean, literally, it felt so good. Because you know what? It feels like I had all this tension built up, and I just had to take it out on somebody.
Maybe you should have tried boxing in your day.
Yeah, back to the old boxer.
You can go beat the shit out of people and not worry about getting
Yeah,
put in jail.
Like with that one kid right here in Youngstown, they're like in their late 50s. They're out there in the middle of the ring boxing, beating each other.
Yeah, I'm trying to play baseball at 52. I mean, so they're boxing at 52.
Yeah.
How about you, Kev? Anything you broken?
Yeah, I used my car looked like a dirty clothes hamper, man. Going to
Yeah.
college and stuff like that, and when I was single and whatnot. But no, my truck now, all my cars. I mean, I think it's because when I married my wife, it was she keeps a very, very clean house, and I think that just kind of carried over for me, where I just said, you know what. You go to the gas station, you take all the junk out of your doors and everything like that. But then, you see the one speck of dirt in the back mat. You're like, nobody sits in the back seat. Why do I got dirt in my back seat? So my car stays clean. So I think, yeah, it was, I mean, ball bags, clothes, I mean, beef jerky wrappers, old water bottles. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, I think it carried over to my son. Because my son did that, and now my son is understanding that, hey, I got to take care of stuff, to keep the value of what it really was, because he wants to buy a car himself. So
Yeah.
I said, hey, in order for you to have a car, I said, your car can't look like the junk pile on the inside. I said, because that carries over to a lot of other crap. So yeah, I mean,
That's a nasty habit. I know a lot of people that have dirty cars. Now, my car isn't the cleanest, but I mean, it could use a sweeping.
Yeah.
But to have trash in there and
Yeah.
shit you ate 3 months ago,
right,
No.
you're having to throw air fresheners in there because you get this smell you can't get rid of.
right.
It's probably the fast food bag with the tomato and
Right.
onions that you threw under the seat you didn't want to
Right.
eat.
But when we were younger, I think I know for me, my cars were immaculate. I always had my car. As I got older, my car is clean on the inside. There's no debris or anything like that. It's dusty. I'm not like I was when I was younger. Younger, I had the nicer cars.
Well, you're
I
going to
had
be picking
sports
up
cars.
girls. How do you go pick up a girl with a shit ass car like that?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
can't.
you're just not.
No.
That girl's going to get
My wife was
open the
horrible.
door and be like,
Yeah.
My wife was
Okay.
horrible. Like yesterday, my wife had her company vehicle. And she comes home and it looked like, the garden center at Home Depot. She had soil on the floor. She had plants in there. She picked up plants from your wife. I'm like, and rose bushes on cloth seats. You guys know how that's probably going to turn out.
Go well.
And I'm like, what the heck are you doing? I said, you got a trunk. Go back to the trunk, and all she has a not a kerosene, but a propane bottle in the back with a bunch of signs. I said, why didn't you put the stuff in the trunk? She goes, well, it's just easier to load it in the front. And then I look over, there's makeup here, makeup there, there's Kleenexes, there's bottles of water, there's plastic wrappers.
That's her car.
That's
But
nasty.
but
Is that her car?
No, it's a company's car.
Oh, company car.
But her car would be like that if she wasn't using a company car, which is so ironic. The fact that she keeps a tip-top shape house. Everything gets cleaned every single week, and I'm like, how do you treat your house like that, but your car is like that? And then, I'm like, it doesn't make any
I ain't gonna
sense to
say
me.
nothing.
She's definitely
I'm
not alone
neutral
in
on
that,
that
though. There's a
one.
lot of people that don't take care of the insides of their vehicles like
But
that.
I
They
tell
just
you
don't.
one thing, we're talking about habits and stuff like that. But like my big pet peeve, and that I started when I was young. My mom was the type, and my dad was the type that they wanted us to learn everything. So in case like something happened to her, we would be able to take care of ourselves. Like say something happens to her when we were younger, we're able to cook for ourselves. We're able to wash clothes. We're able to iron clothes and do all that stuff. You know what I mean? So basically, you watch what she was doing, and we learned. So it wasn't like, okay, hey, come over here. I'm going to show you something. No, you just like, she'd tell us, hey, when you get a chance, watch what I'm doing. So you learn, and we did, But my biggest pet peeve is when I iron clothes. Like my wife, she says, hey, like if we're going somewhere, she says, hey, pick out what you want to wear, and I'll iron it for you. No, I'll iron it myself because it's got to be. I'm picky. It's like a bad habit in one way, a good habit in another. Bad habit is that, okay, I told my wife, no, I don't want you to iron it because I don't like the way you iron. And the other one, but she irons good.
Italian home ec.
Yeah, but me, it's like I'm real picky about how the crease has got to be on a shirt.
I get that.
On the pants. It's very particular. I'm not one that just goes over there and just goes real fast, and it's like, okay, it's done. You took the wrinkles up, but no.
You starch and all that shit?
I want all the crease. No, I use like a wet towelette, like a real thin one to make the nice creases on. Oh no, I'm the old school. Yeah.
No starch, huh?
No. But the point is,
do you heat your iron on the fire too?
No.
Hey, listen, I'm not kidding you. But listen, when I growing up, we had that one type of iron. It was like, it was electric, but it was so freaking hot. It had a metal stand that it went on. Because
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
Well, that's the one we learned on, man. That sucker was heavy as a freaking thing, man.
I don't know how more clothes didn't get burnt with that iron.
But you
I
learn.
think we got one upstairs as a doorstop.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when we used it, we used like a towel, like a towel to go on there, so that iron didn't ruin the fabric of your pants or your shirt. But we learned how to press. But the new stuff that came out, the new irons and stuff like that, got the steam and all that stuff. That's all well and good. It's nice. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is, it's a habit I haven't broken. I started when I was young, and I still do the same stupid shit. When I can say, yeah, go ahead, iron it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, I asked Becky tonight before we came down here. I says, hey, if you had to say I had one habit, because I can't, the question was asked, what habit have you broken? I don't feel I've broken any habits here as an adult. I think I'm picking them up more than anything. But I asked Becky, I said, if tonight we're going to talk about, some of the habits we developed as kids and adults. I asked Becky, I said, what would you say is my worst habit? She said, it took me by surprise. She goes, you're too focused. She goes, you're too focused. She goes, anything you get involved in, boom, you're narrow-minded. That's all you think about. That's all you do. I said, no, wait.
But,
what are you talking
she said
about?
it the right way. Narrow-minded.
She said,
Tunnel
she goes,
vision.
she goes, think about it. She goes, you get into bourbon. What do you do for 3 years? You start buying all this bourbon, waiting in line for hours. You get into photography or drones, and what do? You go out and spend $1 zillion on drones.
He said it last episode. Said you're just like, you get so heavily involved in it.
I guess I never looked at it like that. I mean,
I don't know if that's
is it
But
bad
you're
habit? Is
your
it a
person.
bad
That's your personality. No, I don't think it's a bad habit. I think it's just your personality in the sense that you know, when you do something, you want to know everything about it. That's just who you are. I mean, since I've known you, I told you that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can list them. I mean, it started with guns, and then it went to cigars, and then it went to pipes, and then it went to drones, and then it went to photography, and then it went to, this. I mean, it is.
Winner good.
Went to this. Yep, this is this.
So
This is my newest gig.
yeah, but I mean, that's just who you are. I mean, I don't think
Don't
that's
forget
a
the
bad.
Scully.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, we all have hat collections. I mean, if you don't have a hat collection, then
You know how many people ask me where I get these hats from? A ton. It's
How
Vito's
is that?
time to take face. It's time for
And mind
medication.
you, that's I shut everything off. I don't
told you,
understand.
alarms don't go silent. But anyway, so many people ask me where I get these hats. And I tell them, you got to go to Boston Scholar. Here, I'm advertising for them. Go to Boston Scholar, get these hats. They're $50 a piece. They're not cheap, but they're great hats. They're great hats. Love
You
these.
write to him, say, "Hey, I put you on my podcast. Give me a,
Yeah, right.
Give me a hat.
If anybody at Boston Scholar
Earned
sees
air.
this podcast, yeah.
Tell them, say, send us 3 hats, earned air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says,
I'd be happy to advertise for them every show.
Say, hey, every episode will give you a little commercial.
Right. So as we do every episode, we kind of wind down with a drink of some kind. Last week I had to quickly bring up a bourbon to the table from St. Augustine, which I'll replace here in the next couple of weeks. But tonight Kevin's up. So what you got there,
we
Kev?
got the good stuff tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they brought it in.
He's even got it in a cooler behind us.
Yeah.
He walked in the house. I said, "What do we bring in the heart transplant or a new ankle for me, which we won't get into." What is this?
Did it
Oh,
get
we're
water?
going old
Water?
old Paps. That's all right. It ain't gonna hurt anything.
Oh, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Matt knows me well enough that this is the beer of choice for me.
There it is, folks.
The old
This is-
PBR.
This is Kevin's beer, and I gotta admit, man, this is good beer, and I don't drink enough of it.
It's a forgotten legend, that's for sure.
I don't know
So-
when the last time
You got
I
any-
had one.
You got any good stories on Paps though? You got anything to bring to the
man.
table on?
Pabst
The old
Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Actually, this is the first beer I drank with my grandfather. My grandfather was a Schlitz, Hams, and PBR guy. And before my grandfather passed and stuff like that, my grandfather and my mom grew up in a town up in South Dakota, about 100 and a little over 100 people.
I messed up. I took a swig because it looked good. And we didn't toast it.
But my grandfather used to be the city
Bad habit.
used to
Going off script, dude.
city trash guy. So that was one of the things I think I told you about as kids. We couldn't wait to go to Grandpa and Grandma's because on Saturday we always knew that we were going to go, on the trash run with Grandpa. We used to go pick up trash because he used to have an old Dodge pickup that had the flatbed hoist. We'd throw stuff in and he'd have the switch, and we'd always fight over who'd get the switch when we used to go out to the dump because it used to tilt back and do that. But as we got older, I came back. I think I was a sophomore in college, and I had just turned 21, and sat down with my grandfather, and it's in a grocery store one day, and I just knew that this is what he used to drink down at the Legion. So pop in, and I grab a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Never had it because I was on my college budget. So I'm like, I'm going to have one with Gramps. So brought one in, and his eyes light up when I brought on that PBR, the PBR can. We sat down there, and that's the first time I think that I saw my grandfather drink more than a beer. He drank his 3 and I drank my 3, and we sat out there and we talked. So it was just a thing, just him talking about life and in general. And it's where I get a lot of my sayings from.
My
So,
first one. I never had it.
yeah.
Oh, I've had plenty of these.
I've
So-
never had it.
We're getting ready to go ahead and drink this. Let's do our cheers.
So done.
Shandong.
All right.
Is it me or are you smelling dinner right now?
Yeah, smell popcorn.
I smell steak.
I didn't realize Becky was home cooking dinner. So let's wrap this up with a question here. If you could actually kill one habit, not manage it, but actually kill it, what's the one you'd go after first?
Chewing.
If you could kill any habit.
Chewing. I chew.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone through so many different things. I mean, I kind of started younger. I used to steal chew. I used to,
me
bum
too.
chews.
Steal it.
And
But you don't chew now, do you?
oh yeah, I got
Still?
pouches in.
I thought it was those little.
Well, they're there.
Well,
I
he's
mean,
got the
I've,
nicotine
I've,
right
weaned,
now.
I've weaned myself. I remember I used to be, like I said, I used to be a log of Copenhagen a week.
You have the little pouch. No, the what do you call those little round where they got the chew?
A tin?
Is that what it is?
A chew tin?
I don't know because I don't chew. So
No.
those little round containers.
Yeah.
A tin.
They used to call
You
them
had
chew tins.
the tin mark on your pants.
I got so many tin marks in my jeans,
yeah, the
especially.
jeans. That's like
Yeah, I mean, I got to the point where I think it was probably my mid 30s. Mid 30s, I actually had a buddy of mine that I worked with at Anheuser-Busch. And he got me, it was actually pretty cool because obviously Budweiser was a no tobacco place, but it didn't matter with anybody. But he got me a little ankle holder. It looked like a little gun holder, but it had my chew.
I think I remember
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
something.
but it
like
was
that. Never
leather.
had one.
It snapped around my ankle. I used to put my chew in there and used to put my dress pants or my jeans over the top of it. And I absolutely loved it.
Still
So,
He
got
was
it.
concealed carrying his chew back
yep,
in the day.
that's right.
Still got it.
Huh?
Still got it.
No, that's the one thing I was bummed about because when I moved out here,
That's like vintage shit now.
oh, I lost it. And I was so mad. I was so mad because the thing about it is it was made to go around your ankle, but it also had one, the old belt loop, like a pair of plier holders.
Just wear like a
Yeah, wear it on your
Hip
belt
holster.
and you just pop it on, pop it off.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, chewing, I've gotten better. I mean, I've been doing these pouches for,
So
Four-
that's
4
one
years.
habit you want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One habit that you would kill right now. That you,
Yep.
that, you
4
know,
years, 4
not
years,
manage
on,
it, but kill it.
4 years on the,
One habit I would like is kill sweets. I love my sweets. Oh man, I like to have sweets. Yeah, but sweets like me too.
Hey, you know what?
Dicky do.
You
Oh,
only,
that's
you only
past
live
that.
once. You
It's
only
like,
live
where's
once,
it?
right? I mean, think about it. You give up the one thing like sweets you really, really love. What do you think you could replace that with that would make you
I
satisfied?
can't.
No.
I can't. I have to.
It's tough.
I
It's
would have
tough.
to get rid of it because that'd be a plus in my book. If I get rid of that, then I don't have that urge to eat junk food.
I think a lot of
That-
people, if they could kick sugar,
I mean,
life would be a lot better.
I got to
for a lot
lose
of people
weight.
if
I
they
mean,
could
it's
kick
just
sugar.
like
I want to go out like Burgess Meredith. Remember Grumpy Old Men?
yeah.
A pound of bacon and a pack of cigarettes a day. That's what I want to do. And I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
but he
change. I'll
had
change.
some good sayings on that movie. I don't
Yeah.
know if we can.
Well, we've dropped every other word in
Yeah,
the
hey,
book
this
tonight.
isn't for kids anyway. So
No.
I mean, we haven't been MF and everything in the world here, but this ain't for kids. So
But there's stuff that we do as we get older and stuff like that. And I agree with you. We pick up other habits. I mean, but it's one of those things. I don't think it's habits that we actually pick up as more as it is that it just happens. You look at the way people travel through life and stuff like that. And I'll be honest with you,
situational.
very, very much so. I mean,
situational.
I knew, a guy that just actually passed this last week. And God bless his soul. And just a great man. But, he got, his granddaughter got him hooked on all the gluten-free stuff. I mean, the guy, he started doing this 7 years ago. The guy was 88 years old when he started doing this. And the last things on his deathbed, he asked, "Hey, can you bring me a cheeseburger with bacon and a chocolate shake? That's all I want. That's all I want." And that's the kind of lifestyle that you go, not a bad life if you do it. But I mean,
Well, Kev, you killed the chewing, and that's something that I did since I was probably 13 years old, and I ended up killing that habit when COVID hit, because COVID hit, and with COVID, I lost my sense of taste and smell, and I knew I wanted to quit because I don't want to get cancer like that. I don't want to
still?
have to live. I don't chew now. I have not. That's what I mean.
No, so
I
you still
have
lost your taste and smell.
No. It's come back now, but it has not come back in the same way that it was before I had got COVID. But when I got the COVID, I'd always wanted to kill that habit, always. And I just couldn't do it because I love it. I absolutely love chewing tobacco. It tastes good. It feels good. I love everything about it. But when I got COVID, I couldn't taste and smell. I said, what a better time to quit than now. I put it in my mouth. What's the point? I don't taste it. I don't smell it. Nothing. So I haven't had real chewing tobacco since I got COVID. Now, the hardest part is to not start that habit again, especially when you get into drinking, and especially when you're around people that haven't, because it's so easy to just be drinking, and all it takes is one time. Kev, give me that. And another buddy of mine, Tony, he chews, and we play pool together.
That's
right?
no different than smoking.
Right. So, you know what I did? I think it was the first week of our pool league. He pulled it out. He puts a dip in. I'm like, let me smell that. I opened it up. I smelled it. Now, I almost, because I had been drinking a little bit, I almost said, hey, you mind if I take one? But I didn't, because I knew where it would go. I knew where it would go. I'd be buying a can, and I'd be right back in that habit.
I never picked up that habit at all. To me, it's just.
So for me, it's
Can't
just
do it.
staying. That's a habit that is very hard not to get back into.
Yeah.
I could get back into that right now.
Smoking is easy to get into. I mean, I don't know how many times. I mean, having a cigarette is like a stress relief. I don't know how many times I came close lighting a cigarette. I mean, all the stress, like when I found out my wife got cancer, I came close to lighting one up. I mean, because you know what?
Get that vice, It's
No,
a
because
vice
see,
thing.
yeah, but here's the thing. The reason why, I was like, man, I'm doing this again, second time. Like I lost my mom to cancer, then now I got to deal with cancer again with my wife. I'm like, man, my stress level was like up here,
Oh, absolutely.
and I was dying. If there was I didn't have no cigarettes around me, but I guarantee you, if there was a pack of smokes near me, I'd have lit one up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably be smoking today.
Yeah, like again, if I got in a situation like that, I would definitely start chewing again. And I always said, let's say the worst case thing, say I got diagnosed with something, I'm chewing.
When I
know what I mean? Especially if it's something that I know I'm not going to survive. I'm chewing again.
She told me
I'm chewing.
when she told me that she got cancer, she got the results. Man, I cracked the bottle of bourbon. I had old granddad. I had a few drinks, not just one or two, like a few.
No, I bet.
And man, I tell you one thing, I needed something to calm me down because I was like, I wasn't mad at her. I was mad
At life. You're mad at life, bro.
I was mad that I got to do this again.
You're mad at life.
Yeah, so and I didn't want to get like,
Totally understandable. Situations like that, that's where habits, creep back in, especially if they're nicotine, alcohol. Very easy for those types of habits to
but the funny part,
creep back in.
all the years I went out and go, bar hopping, drinking and stuff. Listen, the people that I ran with, they were all drinkers, and we're talking liquor, no beer, straight liquor, either straight up on the ice and a shot. Shots were coming too. I'm surprised to this day that I'm not a heavy drinker. That I'm on the verge of, say, like an alcoholic.
Right.
Like drinking all the time. I'm not. I never picked up the habit. I mean, mine was like on the weekends. Yeah, I went and had a few drinks. I mean, a few drinks.
You're a weekend drinker.
Yeah, and even when I went out to the weddings and stuff. Oh yeah, man, I was cranking down. Go about. When I used to go on the weddings, he goes, "Hey, I need a couple drinks." He says, "Okay." I get my bourbon, and what's the other drink? 2 more bourbons.
Triple fisted bourbons.
So I'm walking.
in the wedding
I'm
bar.
walking back to the table with 3 bourbons and put it on the table, and she looks at me. She says, "Did you get me a drink?" Oh no, I forgot. Go back over there and got her a drink and another bourbon. So I would have them right there, so I don't have to get up. I just start drinking, and then get up and go do whatever we got to do.
All right. Well, Kev, good choice tonight.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
ever go wrong with
No,
Pabst.
that's a scratch off the old bucket list that I had a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Never had one.
I think that's what 3 beers now Vito hadn't had yet.
Yeah.
Here on the
Yeah,
podcast.
that one says Dragon Milk. I was afraid to drink it. I'm like, what's in there? Dragon Milk.
Oh, you got a dragon on the back, bro.
Yeah, there it is.
Little Godzilla.
Except it tastes a little different. Tastes a little different. A little lot less. Not a little bit. A lot
I
less.
tell you
alcohol.
one thing: the beer that I have not seen that was out there a long time ago was the beer my dad drank. And you remember the pony bottles, the talls,
Mm-hmm.
the tall ponies in that real root beer colored glass. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Black Label.
Mm-hmm.
My dad used to drink Black Label. I've never seen those, but he drank that, and he drank Stroh's, the long necks. You know,
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up because I'm smelling food upstairs and I'm hungry. I want to eat.
There you go.
Well, this show isn't about being right. It's just about being honest. So if this show feels like something you want to keep listening to, if this is a conversation you like, subscribe, comment, get involved. This is episode 9. So I don't know what y'all waiting for out there, but get involved. Throw some comments out there. Throw some ideas out there that you want to hear us talk about. Be glad to do it. All right. Well, this is Earned Air. So thanks for your time because time is earned too. Have a good night.
Right.